Hello, I'm Brian Smith with iWatch Security, founder of the company, and I've been doing this about 20 years. I wanted to make this video to help people shop more intelligently for security. The number one question that we get is, what is your monitoring? What is your deal? And you are getting monitoring, of course, but what you're really calling up and paying for is you're paying for service and expertise. And there's lots of different levels of monitoring, and that's part of why I'm making this video here. So there's a few different ways that companies get the security system to you. They can sell you the parts on the internet, and you install everything yourself, and there's lots of disadvantages with that I won't go into on this video. Secondly is you can pay a company like us to come out and install the security system. You get a certain level of expertise, hopefully a high level, depending upon where you're where you're contacting. But and then you have a lower monitoring rate because there's no cost of the equipment getting reimbursed back to the company. And then you have the free alarm system when you sign up for a contract kind of thing, which hopefully by now nothing's free. Essentially it takes us a while to break even, and we're banking on the fact that you'll be happy with the system and service and continue monitoring beyond the initial term. Most companies are somewhere between 3 and 5 year contracts now. So when it comes to monitoring, you have digital monitoring. Alarm goes off, they call your cell phone. If they don't get you, they dispatch the police. Everybody does that. There's disadvantages to that. Second thing would be two-way voice, which is kind of like OnStar for the house. The alarm goes off, they talk to you through a speaker. Couple of advantages there. It helps prevent the false alarm, which is really important. Depending upon where you're at, there could be false alarm fines that get pretty pricey if you're not careful. Like Wake County, North Carolina, you get 3 for free a year. After that, it's they start charging you. That's the current plan that I'm aware of. So if you got that cut rate monitoring and you bought that equipment over the internet and it's causing you a bunch of false alarm fines, not only can it get more expensive, but it can be problematic and be a real nightmare for you. So, some companies call that enhanced audio verification or real-time response or, cute names for it. But at the end of the day, it's two-way voice. Highly recommend it. And I can tell you every police officer or cop, police officer or firefighter I've done a system for in probably the last decade has wanted that. The next thing is app. And all these things can increase cost in the monitoring. So it's important to know that. But pretty much everybody does an app now. Just the technology lets you access it remotely on your phone. You can get a lot of information from it. You can get the text message when the kids are home or the cleaning company arms the alarm, that sort of thing. So it's really great to have. It's super convenient. The next thing is called smash and crash protection or panel protection monitoring. It's actually a patented technology that I highly recommend. I wouldn't do a system without it. It's a surprising amount of security systems that get installed today are very easily defeated. And you may not necessarily know that until you talk to a professional to kind of guide you through some things and help you understand what you actually have out there. And the last thing, which is a real big variable, which is the lifetime warranty. Most of the big name companies are going to offer that. I find a lot of the smaller companies don't. And so here's the breakdown on that. If you go with, let's say, mom and pop security company and you paid them to install an alarm system, and the monitoring's lower, but you front loaded the cost. You paid, $500 to $1,000 or something for the alarm system, and you got a nice low monitoring rate. Sounds great. But a year and a half from now, you have a problem, and they say, well, it's going to cost you $105 for us to show up. There's the cost of the parts, and then all of a sudden you're looking at $200-300 to fix something if it wasn't too major. And after 2 or 3 of those service calls, you're going to get real agitated. So really with that business model, the small security companies, it's actually in their best interest in a way. They're actually incentivized for you to have problems because they're getting paid to come out and deal with those problems. So I'm not saying a lot of people do that, but it's the reality. They win when you have problems and it costs you money. Now if you have a lifetime warranty in place, it costs us. It costs the security company money. So in most cases, you're going to pay a little copay or a trip fee, somewhere between $20 and $50 typically, but there's no parts, there's no labor. Some companies like us, we include lightning damage as part of our lifetime warranty, but there's not many companies that do that. So it's important to know if you're getting that or not getting that. And the other variable there is we've got competition that'll sign you up to a contract without a lifetime warranty. And you could really put yourself in a pinch there as a consumer, because you committed to 3 years of monitoring, let's say, and let's say a year and a half into it, you have a problem with the alarm. Well, your parts are out of warranty, and to roll the truck, it's going to cost $105 or $80 or $130, whatever it is, and you're in a real pinch. So if they say it's going to be $400 to fix something, you're either stuck paying that, or you're obligated to a contract for something that's not working. So as a consumer, you can get yourself in a real jam without the lifetime warranty. And we've got lots of clients without lifetime warranties as well, but we give them the choice, and we just make sure that they understand the difference between the two. And of course, some people are going to get mad, if they go without the lifetime warranty and they have a problem, they're still going to get mad. But they wanted to save the extra per month. And then something else that can impact your monitoring rate is home technology. If you've got a video plan, doorbell cameras, thermostats, all this kind of stuff, there's typically a monthly cost just for the additional service. But then we've got the burden, if we have a lifetime warranty, of protecting all of that additional equipment under the lifetime warranty umbrella. So all of those things impact your monitoring rate, whether or not you're signing a contract, and the way you get your security system, whether or not you have the different levels of things, different levels of monitoring. And just a couple other last minute notes on that kind of stuff. A lot of companies will say, well, we don't send high pressure sales guys out to your house. Well, that's usually because they don't have anybody to send out to your house to talk to you about it. They just want to sell you over the phone because it's easy and it's convenient for us not to have to send someone to your house. But at the end of the day, in that model, typically, I know of several companies that are going to tell you one thing over the phone, and they know good and well that monitoring rate is not going to be the same when they get there. They're sending the technician to your house, and the technician's going to deliver the bad news that, oh, well, they said it was $27.99, but you don't have a home phone. They knew you weren't going to have a home phone, and now all of a sudden you're in the 50s for the monitoring. So watch that tactic as well. So, or they're going to try to sell you on internet monitoring, which I would never do personally. So this industry is notoriously high pressure. So one thing I'll say is, if the promotion ends today, it doesn't. Don't buy into that. Don't let security companies push you over with the high pressure tactics. The other thing, does the company even offer a home consultation? There's a lot of things that we uncover with our clients when we meet with them that they were told by someone, or, we just try to add value by being honest and telling them the deal when we get out there, and just helping them take an intelligent look at their house, and really helping them understand, are we going to use a motion detector at night? Are there pets? Can you use a motion detector with the dogs? There's lots of different ways to set that kind of stuff up. So again, it's that's something to consider. The last thing I'll say about monitoring is companies that beat their chest about their monitoring station. More often than not, and in every central station that I'm aware of, when they have their own monitoring station, it's financially in their best interest to have that. So I'll just give you a quick example. If they've got 100,000 clients and it costs $100,000 a month to operate that central station, it only costs them $1 a month per client, $1 an account. That's a great deal. I'll take that all day long. So, at the end of the day, it's in their best interest to have their own central station. We're all using similar receivers, similar technology. And to be honest, companies that beat their chest about they don't subcontract their monitoring, well, you do subcontract your cellular service to Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile. That impacts the response. You do subcontract your technology, whether it's Alarm.com, Telguard, AlarmNet. You're subcontracting that out. So at the end of the day, the companies that are beating their chest about they don't subcontract their monitoring, they're subcontracting 66.6% of it anyway. And the reality is, most complaints on the internet have nothing to do with monitoring. It's service after the sale, it's the sales guy lied to me, it's fine print in the contracts, it's automatic renewal clauses, it's the company retained ownership of the equipment and I didn't find out until after I canceled and they left holes in my wall. It's that kind of stuff. So there's a lot that goes into monitoring. So if you're calling up asking for the monitoring rate, it's like calling the Ford dealership and saying, how much is a vehicle? There's just a lot of variables. So make sure you're getting the information, comparing apples to apples when you're making a security decision, and make sure that the company locks the rate for you. A lot of companies that let's say they do a 5-year contract, one of our competitors in the contract, 5-year contract, they can go up 10% each year in the agreement. Another competitor is a 3-year contract, and they reserve the right to increase the monitoring rate at any time after the first year. I call it getting time warnered personally, because I've been time warnered several times where you sign up for something, and or DirecTV, you know, no different. They jack your rate up after a year. The difference is you signed a 3-year contract with said security company a lot of times, and you can't even cancel because you agreed to it. So I hope this video added some value to help you with your search so that you can make an intelligent decision, and make sure you're comparing apples to apples, because all monitoring is not the same. And, you know, make sure you're dealing with someone who knows who they're talking about as well, which is really the ultimate thing you're looking for, because, you know, in most cases you're dealing with your business, you're dealing with your home and your family and your kids. And, you know, sure, you might be able to save $1 a week, or, you know, a couple bucks a month or something by doing some cheap scenario. But at the end of the day, this is kind of important. You know, if my child has a problem and I need a brain surgeon, I'm not necessarily looking for the cheapest guy. I want to make sure that the guy, I'm giving my kid the best chance for success. And when it comes to protecting my home and my family and my possessions and my business and my employees, I want to know the job's done right. So that's why hiring a professional makes the difference. Anyway, I hope this video helped you make a good decision. Thanks for your time.